Clemson University is no stranger to stealing the limelight. We've had multiple visits from ESPN's College Game Day, athletes that go on to represent Clemson in professional sports, and maybe even a few rising stars as well. Outside of athletics, some of our students and faculty are representing Clemson on a different stage, the silver screen. At Clemson University's Digital Production Arts program, students learn animation, visual effects, and other production techniques used in the film and gaming industries. In DPA, students go from just learning the basics,
a lot of programming, a lot of learning the tools to get you up to speed,
to creating this. Clemson alumnus Alex Beatty wrote and directed this animated short entitled Peanut Butter Jelly, and has gotten plenty of attention from production companies like DreamWorks. In fact, Clemson DPA begins their Summer DreamWorks mentorship program at the end of May, where they will produce a 15-second short.
I believe the short's going to be about 15 seconds long at the end of this, and they tell me that it takes about 1,000 hours per frame to create a high-end industry-level short. So at about 24 frames per second, that gets quite aggressive in the amount of man-hours. So they're going to be working something like 100 hours a week. The 15-second short for DreamWorks is going to be involving a hard surface character, like a robot. And so hard surface is different from organic characters in that they suffer from a lot less deformation. So like as my hand bends, the skin pulls along with it. But whereas like when a car spins its wheels, the rest of the car doesn't move at all. So or like when the door opens on a car, it doesn't move the outside edge of it. But if my arm moves, all the skin moves with it. So.
And these organic characters are much more difficult to animate.
There's two real good ways to animate things. There's the traditional like Warner Brothers style, where there's a guy who's an animator who just out of that person's head creates the way a character moves, and that works to a certain extent. But the human eye is really good at seeing people move and how they're supposed to move, and when they move wrong, you always see it. So the best way to capture it is to get a real physical human, and because we can see all the little fidgets and all the movements and all that stuff, that's what motion capture is for, to really get a realistic action and do it not just the way an actor would in front of a camera, but get it in three-dimensional space. So get the complete action, not just part of it. And then we can use it wherever we need to. We can place it at any depth in a scene
Clemson's DPA is able to create these organic characters digitally thanks to a high-tech studio, which features 14 infrared cameras that are priced at $10,000 apiece.
The way those cameras work is that they emit infrared light. Usually we use 120 frames per second, and they emit flashes, and those flashes get reflected by retroreflective markers that we put on an actor's body, and that way we can compute the position in 3D of those markers, and based on those positions we can calculate the structure and the orientation of the joints of the skeleton.
By the way, Clemson's DPA program has professors like Dr. Jerry Tessendorf, who has earned credits in films like Titanic, Life of Pi, and many others. Students here are certainly learning from the best. And in my very last piece for Clemson News Now, I'd like to give a special thank you to my mentor, Wanda Johnson, who's been such an encouraging and positive influence on me. From Clemson University, I'm Zachary Garrison.